people's lives all across the world. Okay, so I'm going to quickly share my screen with you and we can get straight into information. But I want you guys to keep an open mind with information because, one of the worst things you can have when looking at something is a closed mind. I used to be very closed-minded before, very negative, skeptical. Um, but when I went down to an event in London, back in 2017, I was shown the same information, but the big difference was, there was a multi-millionaire on stage speaking to me in a very small room where there was about 50 people in that room at that time. So you guys getting exact same information, and the platform is actually called I Am Mastery. And if you look at the size of this platform, this company, this concept, we're not just in UK, where I'm speaking from. We are in 120 countries globally. We have close to just over 100,000 students worldwide learning and earning within this platform. So if you're completely brand new, once again, welcome. But our simple story is to impact, empower, enrich, and educate, 1 billion people globally. We have a very big vision. We're already a quarter way there to this massive vision. But we are actually right now, as I'm speaking, the biggest education company for Forex, for trading in the world here today. And one concept that really opened my mind up to this information was a book that I picked up about 4 or 5 years ago while I was studying. And this book is called Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you haven't heard of it, if there's one thing you do after this call, I highly recommend, you go off here, you go into Amazon, you go into YouTube, and you purchase this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Because in that book, the guy Robert Kiyosaki, he actually exposed me to the 4 different ways of making money. Now, me coming from an Asian family, I've only been taught to, go to school, get the best education you can, go and work for the biggest company you can, and prosper in life. But what I found was I took a step back. I analyzed people around me, even, some of my family, the doctors, lawyers, nurses, very high qualified people, but they were still struggling financially. So I had to take a step back and look at, because I live in London, I get to see a lot of nice cars and nice houses. I always wondered, what are these people doing that drive, the Ferraris, Lamborghinis, live in multi-million pound houses? What are they doing? And I realized they're not really working for anyone. Okay, people are actually working for them. So if you look at the 4 different ways of making money, the number one way, like I said, we're taught is to work for someone else. Now, this is completely fine. I used to work before. Many of you on this call here, you're working. We will have to work to pay bills, expenses, cost of living, stuff like this. But I have to say, if working for someone else is the only thing you're doing, that's a very dangerous situation to be in. Because I don't know if you guys know the average pension, especially here in UK, average retirement age is about 66 years old now, which isn't too bad, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. But the crazy thing is, people work 40, 50 years of their life to retire on about £140 a week. I believe that's what it is. And living here in London, I definitely know, £140 a week can't even pay for any sort of rent you get here. So what I decided literally while I was studying, I decided to become self-employed. And many of you have probably done the same. You got fed up of working for someone and you started your own business. You became an Uber driver, you became a taxi driver, along the lines of that. You became a delivery driver. These are all different ways of being self-employed, working for yourself. This is at 35%. Now, don't get me wrong here. Yes, you can earn a bit more money. There's potential there. But believe me, time-wise, imagine you start your own restaurant today. You're not just going to be putting in 9 to 5 into this restaurant. You're literally going to put 9 in the morning to 9 o'clock at night, even later than that sometimes, if it's your own business. So my point here, working for yourself, you're a one-man team. Same with, being an Uber driver. Yes, you can earn potentially more money, but you're always stuck, between working for someone and working for yourself. You're always exchanging your time and effort for money. And I really do believe time is the greatest asset that we have. Money we can earn, money we can lose, but time, once lost, we can never get it back. So in the book, he said, What are the wealthiest people doing? They're only 5% of the world that are really wealthy. And they are business owners, they are investors. And imagine this 5%, they earn and hold 95% of the money in the whole world. So imagine majority of us, we go to work, why? To earn money, to provide for our families a better future, a better lifestyle. But the crazy thing is, all the money we're trying to earn isn't even on that side. So if you look at investors, number one, and business owners, for example, business owners are people that they have a system in place working for them. I'm sitting in Hilton Hotel right now in Shepherd's Bush, London, and there's many Hilton hotels, not just in UK, but globally. But have I ever seen the CEO of Hilton ever come up to me? Never. I've never seen him in my life. So that's what a business owner is. They've hired people smarter than them, more qualified than them, people that have more time than them to actually do the work for them. So they have leverage. They're using other people's times, other people's abilities. Investing, this is a 1%. Barely anyone does this. But 1%, they're getting their money to work for them. There's a famous quote by a guy called Warren Buffett. This guy's a multi-billionaire. And he actually said, if you're not making money while you sleep, you will literally work until you die. And like I said, that's a reality today. Working till 65, maybe passing away 75. It's quite sad. That's a reality today. So we need to learn, how can we turn, a £5 into £10? How can we turn, £1,000 into £10,000? I'm going to break down next 20 minutes a platform, a skill set that you can use to multiply your money and also start your own business. So let's get straight into it. Welcome to foreign exchange. And if you don't know what foreign exchange is, this is actually the biggest industry in the world. Okay, imagine, picture all the money in the world coming together to form this market called Forex or foreign exchange. And what really drew me to this was the fact how big this industry is. Imagine every single day, Monday to Friday, $5.3 trillion is going through this market. I mean, you ask yourself, when was the last time you even heard of 1 trillion, let alone, $5 trillion? That's how much money goes through. And banks are doing this, hedge funds are doing this, government themselves, they are all participating in this market. And it's very flexible. Once again, majority of you on this call, you guys are working, you're studying, your parents, you have responsibilities. You can't be doing something else part-time for hours and hours a day. And I don't expect you to. A lot of our students, they simply spend half an hour to 1 hour a day learning and trading. That is the average time they spend. And what's really good about it, the industry is open Monday to Friday, 24 hours. You can literally be trading, 5 a.m. in the morning, 1 a.m. at night. Right now, as I'm speaking, you can trade Monday to Friday. And the way we make money isn't by exchanging physical currency. Okay, this is all done majority through your smartphone. That is all you really need to start to make money. And we make money off exchange rate. So, let's say I go to Spain today, I have to exchange my pound for euros in Spain. I know sometimes I get more money, sometimes less. Why? Depending on the exchange rate. And as you know, the exchange rate is constantly going up and down every single day, Monday to Friday. And imagine these small movements, they look very small, but we can make tens of thousands, potentially millions, just off these small movements. But we really need to know how and when do we buy and sell currency. So this is where, before I go into the proper platform, we also have digital currency. This is called cryptocurrency. I really do believe the next 10, 20 years, we're going to be going to Tesco, Asda, Walmart, wherever you guys are from, your biggest shops that you shop in, we're going to be paying in some form of cryptocurrency. And this industry is growing rapidly. I mean, $1 trillion market cap is growing rapidly. We also teach you how to trade within this market. Now, what we have here within IM Academy, we have a very simplified learning platform where if you're completely brand new, we take you from complete basic to advanced trading. Okay, if you don't even know what Forex is, we've covered you. We've got videos teaching you what is Forex, history of Forex. And instead of me going through his presentation with you guys, I want to actually log onto the main website and give you a proper overview and insight to the level and standard of education that we have. Because when I first started, we didn't have majority of what we have today. The company is developing rapidly. We have some very big people on the back end working on this. And let's say you're completely brand new. You're going to start on the academies. We've got multiple different languages. Let's say, for example, English. We're going to go into this. We're going to enroll just like a university course. And what's powerful is, can you see what is Forex? History of Forex, what is traded in Forex, when to trade. Every basic question you have right now in your mind is answered here. And after each video, which is only 2 to 5 minutes long each, we have a short quiz. And you can actually submit this for marking, etc. There's about 50 videos, basic videos, that you need to watch. Each video, like I said, 2 to 5 minutes long. Realistically, you guys can complete this in maybe 1 to 2 weeks, maybe spending half an hour to 1 hour a day just learning. Now, once you've done that, once you've learned the basics, you want to know, how do I apply this to actual market? And this is one product that really took me from basic to advanced within the trading industry. So there's a platform called Go Live. I'm just gonna wait for this to quickly load up. But this platform, imagine, we have access to over 120 educators, multiple different languages. And these guys, they've been trading 5, 10, 15, 25 years plus, multiple 6, 7, 8, even some 9-figure traders teaching. Someone I personally study of is a guy called Christopher Derrick. You'll see him at the top. He's a Filipino guy right here. Let's say you want to study him. And by the way, we make you a plan, a proper plan. You don't need to study all 100 people. Okay, trading is about, the less you know sometimes, the better it is. You just need to master 1 to 2 things. So let's say you want to choose Christopher Derrick to learn off. You can see here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, he is coming on live. They give you the times. And if he is live, what really helped me when I was first starting was the live chat. On the right-hand side, you can see people asking questions, interacting, if they don't understand something. And even better, if you miss these sessions, every single one is recorded for you. So literally 12 hours ago here, Christopher Derrick was doing a live session, and you're not just learning off this. Okay, I want to make one thing clear. You're not just learning off these sessions. You can actually make live money on these sessions. I remember, when I was starting out, I plugged onto one of the live sessions. I believe a trader called a trade on the pound against US dollar. I was used to making about maybe £7, £8 an hour here in London. And imagine I placed a trade, I made £30 in half an hour. So imagine my belief level ever since that day has gone to another level just from that one moment. So this will really help you on your trading journey. You're learning and you're earning alongside it. So that's the first part, education. Now, are you going to learn it straight away? Of course not. This is a skill set for life. Pound was here before we were born. Dollar was here before we were born. Even after we pass away, these currencies, 99.95%, these are still going to be here after we pass away. It's a skill set for life. Don't rush it. Education-wise, I would say give it a solid 90 days. A solid 90 days to get your head around it. There's not much you actually need to learn. It's just about practice. Now, while you're practicing, we have a lot of strategies. Okay, we have a lot of software, strategies, tools that can help you alongside your trading. And I'm going to show you one called the harmonic scanner. And when I bring it up, a lot of you are going to have a heart attack. Okay, you won't understand it. There's lines, there's numbers, something I used to hate back in school. But I'm going to break it down for you guys. Exactly what this means. The Forex market works in patterns. As you can see, this is a yellow pattern. Okay, this yellow thing is a pattern. The pattern is automatically done by the software. And the software is there to make our life easier as a trader. And if you can see point D here, point D is below. So this software is calling a buy trade, and they've actually given us a zone to enter in. I don't know if you guys can see entry, entry. They've given us a zone to enter as a buy-in. And imagine if we took this trade a couple hours ago, look what happened to a market. It literally, from this point where they're told to buy, it actually made its way up and is going first towards our first profit. Can you see here, TP1? This is actually a limit. We can set this limit on our phone. Very simple. We'll show you later how to do this. You can type that number in, and as soon as the market comes from this point to TP1, we are automatically taken out in profit. Okay, the misconception is people think they need to spend hours and hours trading, looking at their phone, panicking, like you see in the movies. It's not really like that. Okay, you set your parameters and you forget it. Now, many people come to me and say, trading is very risky. Now, don't get me wrong, there is an aspect of risk involved. But to be honest, if you put a stop, can you see this stop as a red line? It does exactly what it says. It stops you from losing your whole capital. It protects your capital. Per trade, you shouldn't risk more than 2 to 3% of your account. Let's say you start with £100, and the trade goes the opposite way, which it will do every now and then. And imagine if you're risking 3%, you've lost £3 on that one trade. But if you look at the accuracy of the software, on average, 8 out of 10 trades at least hit TP1, at least hit the first profit. So maybe this doesn't fully make sense, but we will teach you this is just one of the tools that helps us alongside our trading. We have many others, but going back to the presentation, we've been through the education. I showed you some of the softwares that can make your life much easier. At the moment, what we're doing for our team, we're using a software called Web Analyzer. Recently, we do live trading sessions here in UK time, about 8 a.m. in the morning, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and people are literally making live money. I mean, the results I've personally got sent from some of my team members, people are making £50 in the morning before they go to work, £100. Some people made £400 in the morning just from this. So we've got a whole community where you're not just learning. Okay, you're not alone. You're not just learning alone. You have a whole community you get access to, and you're making money while you are learning. Now, finally, we have a third part. So we've been through education, softwares. Now there's something called trade ideas, signals, where we have traders that are literally analyzing a market as we're speaking, and we have a group chat on our phone where we tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to get in the market, and also when to get out of a market. Your job is simply to copy, paste, and profit. Okay, copy, paste, and profit. It sounds ridiculously simple. It is simple, and people are making money off this. And I will show you how you don't need big money to start. Okay, I'm going to bring up a small spreadsheet on here. Maybe you guys can see this. You can zoom in on your phones. But let's say, for example, you start with £200. Okay, bear in mind, your first 2 weeks to 1 month, majority of you will be starting on a demo account. It's like a practice account with monopoly money. But you can see how much you can potentially make if you put real money in. £200, our goal for you is 3% a day. And there's about 20 trading days in a month because the market is closed on the weekends. When we hear of investing, we think thousands and millions to make some decent return. With this, believe me, £200, I'm going to show you projections for 1 year. Okay, 1 year down the line. Let's say you follow this, you take the signals, you take the trades. First month, your 200 will turn into 360. 6 months down the line, your 200 will potentially turn into 6,900. 12 months down the line, I want you guys to just think for a moment. What sort of figure would it be in 12 months? Because in the first month, you made £160. 6 months, not bad, you made a few thousand. But 12 months, when I got shown this, it blew my mind. The potential is pretty much $250,000. Okay, you guys can do a calculation yourself. This is compound interest. Like, you don't need big money to make big money. Now, my point wasn't to show you you're going to make this in your first year of trading. Some people do it, but is that realistic? No, not everyone does that. Let's say, for example, you just make 5% of that. What is 5%? It's about 12,000. Let's say you even get half of that from a £200 investment. I mean, you guys told me what sort of investment will give you that percentage return. This is why I tell people give us 90 days. You will start to see the full value of this, the full services we have. There's a lot to learn, but like I said, half an hour a day, 1 hour a day, and you're good to go. Now, you may be thinking, how can I get started? Or you may be thinking, I don't understand it. And that is exactly why you should get started, to properly understand it. But in London, in UK in general, people charge thousands to learn the skill set. I remember prior to this, I went down to a seminar. They taught me a bit of the basics, and then they said it was about £2,500 just for a weekend, just to learn the basics. I know people personally have spent £25,000 just to learn this. Very expensive to learn. But the good thing is this platform makes it accessible to the average day-to-day person like myself and yourself. And we don't charge a ridiculous price. We don't charge, massive upfront fee. What we charge, you just focus on the top. Okay, $234. So $235 one time. That covers your whole first month. In pounds, I believe that's £180 one time. And monthly, let's say you want to carry on, it's about $175, which in pounds is about £135. And you're getting constant access to the education, the softwares, the signals, the one-to-one support, the events, you name it. You've got a lot of support behind this. And there's no contract. There's a cancel anytime. But the initial upfront cost for the whole first month is £180. In dollars, $235. Okay. Now, you may be wondering and saying in your head, I don't want to pay monthly. I'll be honest, no one wants to pay monthly. Okay. But I'm still paying monthly. Why am I still paying monthly for this? Because the products make me, 10, 100, times more than what I pay for it. That's the power of it. And imagine, let's say you're someone you don't want to pay monthly, just like I was. The company have actually set up a opportunity to get a scholarship. Now, what does this mean? You can get rid of your monthly fee. How? If you just share with two members, two team members, individuals, anywhere around the world, you never have to pay again, as long as you have two active paying customers. How will the company know this? You get your own unique referral ID. They go into a website, they enroll. Very simple. Takes literally about 5-10 minutes to set up, and they're good to go. Okay. So this is the first side. How you can turn, your £5 into £10, your £100 into £1,000, so on and so forth. Now, going back to the cash flow quadrant, I spoke about the 4 ways of making money. And the 2 ways we really want to make money isn't just investing. We also want to be in the 4%, which are business owners. And we have a second side, which is completely optional, but this is where you can start to learn, how do I become a business owner? Now, I want you to think in your area, wherever you're living. I live in London, but let's say, for example, here in London, for me to open my own restaurant, I literally need at least £100,000 to open up an okay sized restaurant. Maybe it's different for your country. Maybe in Africa it's much cheaper, in USA it's much cheaper. But think for your country for a moment. It costs quite a bit. And to make a return on your investment, it's going to take a few years. But here I found within this second part where you can start to build a business, number one, you don't have any overheads. Okay, you don't have to, pay thousands and thousands of pounds to set up a business. And here you've already got the system in place working for you. Okay, so this is a second side where you can start to share this business with more people, and the company will start to pay you accordingly to how many people you have within your team. Okay, this is called network marketing, affiliate marketing, referral marketing. And this is actually one of the biggest industries out now. Okay, it's one of the biggest industries. Prior to this, I wasn't the kind of guy to talk to people, to share things. I was a quiet guy. I still am. But today I've got 200 plus people in my business, and the company's paying me just for this side $2,000 residual every single month. I mean, how many of you guys wouldn't mind getting, $600, $1,000, $2,000 plus a month from this? I'm definitely guess you guys wouldn't mind getting that. So let's say normal companies, Apple, Google, Microsoft, they spend millions and billions advertising. This company right here, you've probably never heard of. The only way you can possibly hear of this is, through someone else, through someone you know. That's probably how you got on this call here today. So imagine all the money the company saves, instead of spending on traditional marketing, advertising, they actually pay us as people to go out and share the company. So we have something called residual income. If you don't know what it is, this is a sort of income. You do the work once and you get paid over and over and over again for the work you've done once. Good example, Michael Jackson. This guy made 85 million. Okay, let me say that again, 85 million last year. How on earth is he making more money dead than most people do their whole life? He did the work once, he made the album once, he made the song once. Every time you guys listen to it, he's getting paid for that. Every time it's played in a nightclub, in a concert, wherever, he's still getting paid for that. Exactly the same here. You may not be a musician, you may not be a music artist or athlete, whatever it is. Here, an average person like yourself and myself, we can earn the same income these big guys are earning. Okay, through this industry. So if you share with a third person, the company will now start to pay you $150 every month. Okay, we don't get paid monthly, we get paid every single Friday. Friday is probably the best day of the week for us. Not because it's a weekend, because we get paid every single Friday. Now imagine those three people that you introduced under your own direct link that you'll get, maybe they share with their friends, their family members. If your team grows to 12 customers, the company is paying you $600 a month. Now, I don't want you to think just about yourself with this. Because what I've realized in my 2.5 years being within this platform, it's not about you. It's about who we can impact worldwide. Because I have people with my team. I have people in Nigeria, for example. There's one guy that started this business, messaged me on Instagram. Average wage in Nigeria, where he lives, is about $200 a month. Not much at all compared to UK, US, countries like that. But imagine if he didn't message me, if he didn't get started, if I didn't say yes to him to get started and supported him, today he's a Platinum 600, he's earning $600 a month. So just think of the impact you guys can have just by sharing this. You're giving other people the ability to literally change their life from this. Okay, $600 a month, like I said, here in London may not be a lot, but in third world countries, that's a very, very big amount. Let's say you help more than 12 people, 30 customers, $1,000 a month. That can pay for a lot of your expenses, okay, a lot of your bills you have, a lot of your travel expenses. But I'm looking at the bigger picture. This goes up to $500,000 a month. Okay, there's actually people that are earning $500,000 a month. A guy called David Emnite, he's originally from Nigeria, he lives in USA. He came down to London and he hosted an event. We had about 1,000 people down there. This guy, he's earning about 700,000 a month just from this side. But he's one of the most humble people you can meet. And it's never about him. It's always about who can we impact. So maybe this side is for you, maybe it's not. But every single one of you on this call here today, I guarantee at one point in your life, you have to learn, how you can turn your £5 into £10, how you can turn your £10,000 into £100,000, or we're only going to be working until we die. So this second side is optional. You don't have to, but imagine you put this money back into your trading account. Look how powerful that is. You don't have to take money out of your pocket. You can actually use this money to fund your trading account. So this is the end of the presentation. But I want to leave you with one thing. New Year's already passed. It's I believe February the 5th now. We're already one month into the year. Did you really stick to your goals, your ambitions, your New Year's resolutions that you set at the start of the year? Because for a lot of us, we keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. We keep complaining about the same job we don't like. We still sit and talk to the same people we don't like, but we're not changing anything about it. So I want you guys today to make a decision, make that change, get yourself started, get back to the person that invited you here today. And if you give this 90 days and you honestly dedicate, half an hour to 1 hour a day, I can pretty much guarantee you will, you'll really find value. You'll learn it. Um, we've got many people, especially here in UK, globally, earning crazy money just from a forex side. Okay, so whether you're here for forex or network marketing or both, this platform is for you. So get back to the person that invited you. They will answer any other questions you have. But my name is Jay. Thank you very much, and I'll hopefully see you guys very soon. Thank you.